here, but.
No, that's me. Yeah. Invitation. Are you doing that?
Saying hello, so after you introduce
From GA Open to Worship, she's gone.
I'm doing that.
Oh.
So she's there just so they can be more on the right side.
Okay. Back away. Okay. Oh, good point. Very good point. Thank you. You can move it more. You can move it to the center. Because it's in the way. Is it? I think so. Yeah, just move it to the center. Yeah, Ann's worship is hosted. Why did you ask? I think all the way away.
This room over here, it's not in the way?
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Where are you gonna do that? It never changes.
Only to me, I guess.
No, I meant like be self, like trying to make everything better.
Letter doesn't help either.
please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn number 347 in your gray hymnal, Gather the Spirit.
Morning. Just get to the right page. Here we are. My name is Terry Lucan, and I am a member of the Board of Trustees. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Hudson Valley. And a special welcome to our friends at the First Unitarian Society of Westchester. Whether you have been with this congregation a decade or more, or this is your first time visiting, we welcome you. Whatever the faith and traditions of your past, we welcome you. Whatever your theological stance, we welcome you. Whomever you are and whomever you love, we welcome you. Whatever your heritage, we welcome you. We respectfully acknowledge that the territory on which our church building stands as the ancestral homelands of the Munsee, Lenape, and Wappinger people. I have two announcements, one I left in my seat, but I think I can wing it. Don't forget our annual picnic. It's going to be Saturday, July 21st from 19th, Saturday, July 19th. Thank you, Kyla. You don't have to bring it. Saturday, July 19th, beginning at 4 p.m. I think I got that one right. And going until the wee hours for as long as we have fun. Please bring games, bring something to share food-wise, maybe a chair or two, and it should be a lot of fun.
Where's that?
It's
Croton Landing.
Croton I knew. Croton Landing, down by the river. Okay, and the second announcement is, though I am pleased to say that the pews are relatively full, you will notice the walls are relatively empty. So we are collecting art to hang this summer. So if you have a hanging ready piece, could be yours or someone else's that you'd like to share, please see Linda or bring it into Linda and you'll be able to see it all summer. Okay, let's get back to the script. For the most up-to-date information on these topics and others, please refer to our weekly e-news and check our website. And if you notice, our website has been totally redone thanks to Eliana. It's beautiful. Check it out. And please join us for conversation after the service. If you're present in the sanctuary, we'll be in the fellowship hall. And if you're on the live stream, the link is found in the email that was sent to you yesterday. And if you're just joining us and would like to receive our weekly e-news, there's a card in most of the little holders in the pew that you can fill out, or you can email us at uucroton@gmail.com. And please remember to silence your cell phones, and once again, we welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Hudson Valley. Thank you.
Before I welcome our guest preachers today, I'd like to give a special welcome to our guest pianist, Dan Cater. Okay. Our guests in the pulpit today. Jane Codell has served our congregation as Director of Religious Exploration for the past 14 years. In addition to working half-time at UUCHV, she also holds part-time positions at the UU Congregation of the Catskills in Kingston as DRE and at Vassar College as the Weekend Concerts Supervisor. Betsy Tomick has been a member of UUCHV for almost 15 years. She is a board member for the nonprofit UU Ministry for Earth and has attended GAs in Providence, Portland, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. Please welcome first Betsy Tomick.
Yep. Good morning, everyone, and it's good to be here today. Both Jane and I attended the General Assembly 2 weeks ago, and we attended in different formats. I was in person and Jane was online. Today we're going to share our takeaways from the GA. But let me just tell you what GA is. It stands for General Assembly, which is the annual meeting and convention of the Unitarian Universalist Association. Ministers go, members go, DREs go, admins go, anyone can go. They do the business of the association, so there's actual voting on board members and topics. And we also have worship, and we learn and connect. This year, more than 3,300 UUs from 592 congregations participated in GA. Yeah, there's a lot. And about 2,000 were live in Baltimore. Let me just say that I've been to 4 GAs. I had a free place to stay in all of them. So that's partly why I could go, or did go, and I stayed with friends. So all those places, so it was great to be in person. Jane, do you want to say something about?
So I have never been to GA in person, but for years I've gone online. And it's remarkable. I recommend it to everybody. And one thing that never changes, the 5th day of GA, I am filled with pride, and I feel so proud to be a Unitarian Universalist. Our faith rocks, it really does. So we're going to start off just as we did at GA. This happened on the Sunday morning service at GA. The invocation was given by Reverend Dr. Omega Burkhart, and I'm going to play that for you. It's about 6 minutes.
God, Goddess, Godex, of many names and no singular name, Spirit of life, Spirit of love, Espíritu de la vida, Espíritu del amor, be with us now. Help us hold this sanctuary for ourselves and for others who might not be able to hold it for themselves. Ayúdanos a crear refugio para nosotros y para los que no pueden. For our beloveds who are gay and trans, queer, gender nonconforming, we affirm you. We love you. A nuestros amados gay y trans y los que tienen géneros expansivos, les amamos a todos. To our immigrant siblings, we are glad you are here. We are made better by you. We are you. We support you. We love you. A nuestros hermanos inmigrantes, estamos agradecidos por su presencia. Hacen que nuestras vidas sean mejores porque somos también inmigrantes. Los amamos a todos. For women and those of us with uteruses or bodies that face legislation and control, we honor you, and we will fight with you. We love you. A las mujeres y a quienes tienen úteros, las honramos y lucharemos a su lado. Las amamos a todas y a todes. To our Black, Indigenous, and other siblings of color, we affirm that this is not your first betrayal. We celebrate you and we are accountable to you. We love you. A nuestros hermanos indígenas y de color afirmamos que no es la primera vez que han sufrido traición. Los celebramos y los amamos. To those of you who have lost homes to fires, floods, tornadoes, and drought, we will be like the cooling rain, the hands that construct anew a bridge. We will nourish you today and for days to come. We love you. Para los que han perdido sus hogares en los incendios, las inundaciones, tornados, sequías, seremos la lluvia que aplaca, las manos que reconstruirán su refugio, un puente. All of us here are a sanctuary against retribution, control, extermination. We are resistance. Somos la resistencia. All of us here are a powerful sanctuary, one that provides a foundation, comfort, joy, a place from which we drink the elixir of resistance, resilience, and where we may also stoke the forging fires of our faith. When the bombs fall, and today they fall, sent by a warmongering force, coaxed by moral failure, an aggressive and preventable war, we are a revolution. Somos la revolución. Somos la revolución de amor contra la indiferencia, contra este fracaso moral. And for those of you who are afraid and angry, be enveloped in this abiding love. Para todos que tienen miedo, para los que están horrorizados, descansen en este momento, abrazados en este amor compartido y profundo. Y para nuestros amados en otras tierras donde caen las bombas, for you, beloveds of the world where the bombs are falling, we love you. All of us here are a sanctuary to nourish, fiercely love, and fight for, not with, fight for one another. Somos el refugio. Hoy nos lamentamos y mañana continuaremos la lucha de salvarnos del precipicio y de protegernos para que nadie sea arrojado. Today we may lament, but tomorrow we'll continue to pull ourselves away from the precipice, and we'll fight to protect others from being pushed in. Bendita sea. Amen.
Ann and I are doing the chalice lighting together. First, I wanted to explain about Opal Lee, who is on the screen right now. So the opening worship in GA took place 5 days after Juneteenth, and the chalice lighting honored that holiday with a quote by Opal Lee, the grandmother of Juneteenth. Her decades-long advocacy to make Juneteenth a national holiday ultimately led to President Biden signing the bill into law in 2021. This is what Opal Lee said, and then we'll do our chalice lighting. Opal Lee said about Juneteenth, "People think it's a black thing when it's not. It's not a Texas thing. It's not that. Juneteenth means freedom, and I mean for everybody." And now we will light the chalice.
We light this chalice in honor of freedom, not freedom for some, but freedom for all. Not freedom bound by borders or belonging to one people, one state, or one story, but a freedom that calls to the whole human family. May it burn bright with the promise of justice, shared hope, and a liberating love that leaves no one behind. Now please join me now in our unison affirmation. The words are in your order of service. Inspired by love, our mission is to seek our true nature, connect deeply and openly, and act for justice.
I'm about to play a song for you that was sung at GA, but first I wanted to explain to you where it came from. So Meet the Moment concept has invited the UUA to think creatively about how to adapt the changing needs of UU communities, including new ways to engage through music. So on Sunday morning at GA, the UUA unveiled its first ever virtual hymnal called Sing Out Loud, which was the result of a multi-year collaborative project between UUA's Virtual Hymnal Task Force and the Association for UU Music Ministries. And get this, if you are a songwriter, lyricist, arranger, you can submit your piece to the UUA Virtual Hymn Book. There's a song selection team, and they evaluate the pieces on 5 categories: mind, body, heart, spirit, gut. And if you go to the UUA website, they'll explain to you what each of those categories mean. So just to explain this, the hymn book is not meant to replace our regular hymn book or our Teal hymn book. It was created as an accessible, equitable, and evolving collection of songs that reflect our prophetic calling as a liberatory and anti-oppressive faith. Today, you're going to hear one of the songs from the new hymn book, and it was featured at GA's Sunday morning hymn sing. So this is a new chapter in the story of how we sing our faith. I hope you enjoy the song. It's called If There Ain't Room for Me, which is composed and sung by Melissa Jeter. One thing I do want to say is because this was a premiere and it was an unveiling, it was not recorded in a professional way with sound. So it might not sound exactly as it would be if it was professionally recorded. So just keep that in mind.
When I found out that this brand new seminary graduate was sending a song to sing out loud, I did a little dance.
Sorry. Go ahead. Just play it. Just play it.
Dance before I heard it, and now I dance whenever I hear her sing it. Welcome, Melissa Jeter.
Thank you.
I do want to say, if you can remain sitting down through this whole thing, you ain't listening.
Ready? Go ahead. Yeah, you can start.
If there ain't a room for me, if there ain't a room for you, if there ain't a room for me,
All right, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So now it is time for the children in our congregation to go to their religious education class with Miss Kyla and Miss Annabelle. And if you would all turn to number 413, if you don't already know this in your great hymnal, we will sing the children out with Go Now in Peace. We come together in community to share with one another, to support one another, and to celebrate with one another. We bear sacred witness to each other in this honored ritual. As we begin, we know that there are both great sorrows and great joys in our world that must be acknowledged as well. We light our first candle. We light our first candle to honor those in pain, victims of violence and war and oppression all around our world. We light a second candle because we understand that amidst all of that pain, there is also celebration and joy in our world. We honor that joy and sorrow are woven together. For some of us here today, this has been a week of life-changing joy that needs to be lifted up in this worship. For others, this has been a time of deep pain and sorrow that needs to be shared to make the burden lighter. If this has been such a time for you, I invite you to come forward to light a candle. Actually, Jane will light the candle. And to briefly tell us of your joy or sorrow. You may also raise your hand in silent acknowledgement of your joys and sorrows, and we will light a candle for you. Please remember that your joys and sorrows are being shared on the live stream and the broader virtual community. I'm going to get the ball rolling here. I had a few joys and sorrows emailed to me, and I would like to start with those. The first one is from Blake Rowe. He says, I want to share what a wonderful joy it was to feel the love from the congregation wishing me well on my journey. The song, the cake, the care packages from several friends, the countless individual words of encouragement, it all adds up to a big bundle of love. The car on the cake is now on my dashboard, and Maria's feather is in the vent, a daily reminder of this wonderful community. I'm already in Montreal and starting points west tomorrow. I guess he means today. See you next year. Our next is from Reverend Daniel. Reverend Daniel wants to share a candle of sorrow and appreciation for his grandmother, Cora Braga, who died this past week. He would like to remember his grandmother, Cora Braga, who died this week at 91 years young. Cora lived a rich, dynamic life. She grew up in hard circumstances as the daughter of Italian immigrants in Providence and never took education, family, faith, or our country's democracy for granted. Cora was married for 65 years to Reverend Daniel's grandfather, the late Deacon Joseph Braga, raising a family and supporting succeeding generations. She helped many family and friends, especially in moments of crisis. Cora went to college in her 50s and earned a bachelor's and master's degree in religious studies. Apple doesn't fall far. She was a teacher's aide, director of religious education, an avid newspaper reader, home cook, and politically active. She was very funny, tough, and kind. She would say, "We're all vulnerable. Let's enjoy the time we have." Then she would give you dessert. She was amazing. Our next is a joy from Pat Krugman. She is celebrating her 70th birthday yesterday with her longtime friend Sharon in Franklin, New York. She's ready for this next decade. Last but not least, I would like to acknowledge Gil Long. As you might have noticed, Gil is not on the camera today. We have Chris Oliver substituting. Thank you so much for that. Unfortunately, Gil is in the hospital. He was taken there because he is suffering from pneumonia, although he is recovering. The latest word is that he should be coming home hopefully either today or tomorrow. Now, if anyone else has anything that they would like to either say or have a silent acknowledgement of?
I'm Jim Russell. I had the joy this past week of spending time with my sister, my brother-in-law, several nieces and nephews up at our family cottage in Maine, where we celebrated my upcoming 80th birthday.
I'm Carl Grimm, and I had a wonderful time camping cross country with my twin boys. We just got back Sunday. So it was a joy to see the country from coast to coast.
We light one final candle. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for inviting me to play. I just wanted to wish my kids, Sophia and my son Anthony, well on their final swim meet at Lehman College today for the long course season. So thank you.
And now, I think, no, one more? Okay, come on.
Hey there, I'm Sarita Roy, and I am my own person, but I'm also the minister's wife. I hate that. And First Unitarian Society of Westchester sends their love to you. I'm so glad that we work together to do all the good that we do, and you're such a vibrant, great group. I'm glad. It's the first time for me to come here. I scooted out because the board is having a big retreat, so I said, see you later.
Well, they better be watching.
I've never done this before, so I'll wing it. I am Leah's Nelson's mother, Sonia, and I just wanted to say that I know I've been here at Christmas time. I don't know if I've been here before, but just wanted to say I was happy to come visit Leah and spend a couple of days with her. And I appreciate being here and seeing all you people.
So this is it. We're going to light one final candle for all those joys and sorrows that remain unexpressed, and for those outside of our walls who are searching for a place to bring the wholeness of their lives and be received with love.
Hello, I'm Betsy again. I want to talk a little bit about what it's like at GA. First of all, there's basically 3 different things that go on simultaneously in this huge conference center. There's the giant room where the business, like a giant, giant convention room where the business goes on, which is a democratic discussion, pros and cons can speak up of the business of the UU Association. And that can be really interesting. Then there's worship every morning. And then at night, there's sometimes some lectures by an amazing speaker. Okay, that's all one thing in the big room. Then there are little workshops in all the little rooms about all sorts of topics. All sorts of topics. Then there's an exhibition hall with booths of different UU-related organizations trying to promote their wares, their interests. And I'm a member of the National UU Ministry for Earth. And I was in the booth. I planned the booth for the Ministry of Earth. There were probably like 50 booths. And it's really fun because every booth has colors and giveaways, and they're trying to talk to you. And UUs are just walking up and down the 3 aisles with the booths. Everyone's wearing peace flags, or half their head is shaved because they're young, or their hair is blue because they're young. And it's just very, very vibrant. So I'm a member of this Ministry for Earth, so I'm in that booth, and we gave away seeds, wildflower seeds to promote honeybees. So that was one of our giveaways. And then every booth usually gives away a ribbon, like this or like this, and some people stop at every booth and they get ribbons and they line them up all the way down, especially the teenagers, Oh wait, do you have the picture here? Oh yeah, so this is my booth. These are my two of my colleagues in Ministry for Earth. So we basically, between us, one of us was always at the booth. And people would walk by and vaguely look at me, and I'd say, hey, do you care about the Earth? What are they gonna say, right? So they come over and I would say, take a ribbon, here's some seeds, let me tell you about our book club coming up, let me tell you about our new idea for Earth Church, one Sunday a month. Oh, here's some beautiful cards about that show the beauty of the earth that Linda Karen Nicholas donated. Linda, that was great. Yeah, right. And it was really fun, and I had some great conversations with people, because it's a self-selecting bunch. You don't go to GA, really, if you don't want to talk to people, generally. So I had some great conversations. Some were just about their home congregation, some were a lot were about the earth. And I actually, of course, walked around and looked at all the other booths, there's the UU admins booth. So you're a professional admin like Rita, you work 40 hours a week, it's a real career, and they have an association, they have a booth. UU Women's Group, a national group. UU's for this, UU's for that. CUPS, which is the pagans, UU pagans. There's so many groups, and it's the humanists. I was very interested in the humanists group. And then there's UUs for the Middle East and Palestine. And I bought this thing that I wanted to share because it's so funny. It's a wooden puzzle for kids, a jigsaw puzzle. But I don't know if you can see it, but it's the Gaza Strip. And I saw this and I just had to get it. And it was $32, which is a lot. And I thought about why do I want it? I said, I don't know, I just want it. And then I realized it's the clash of the real Gaza Strip being a desert, pretty cheap buildings built of cinder blocks. It's a war zone. There's dust. Half the buildings are gone. And seeing it like this, a colorful wooden puzzle, it's just the conflict of that. And it was almost like I love seeing a positive, joyful Gaza Strip. So I don't know if I'll ever take the plastic off. I don't, but it would be fun. It would be educational for me to learn all the different towns in Gaza Strip like it was a normal place instead of a war zone. So anyway, so there's a whole bunch of fun, it's fun to walk around the booths. What else did I want to say? I guess that's about it. I really like being part of a national organization, meet great people, learn something really new. So that's good, and anyone can join any of those organizations. They're all virtual. And then I did want to put a plug in for on Saturday night. Every Saturday night at GA, there's a Ware lecture. Like Harriet Ware gave money a long time ago to have an annual, really interesting person come and talk. Martin Luther King came once. Who's the folk singer who wrote?
Pete Seeger.
Pete Seeger came, then the woman, Heather Hester, yeah. So a lot of great people have come. And this year it was a stranger to me, Imara Jones. And turns out she was fantastic. And Jane and I are going to get the video and show it sometime in person here, and we can talk about it afterwards. Okay?
Do you want to mention about her
who she is?
Her plight for trans rights?
Yeah, so Amara Jones was born a boy in Georgia, and she always felt like a girl. At age 8, she put on a pink shirt, and her father hit her and said, take off that pink shirt. And she became trans when she was old enough. And she went to Columbia University, she went to London School of Economics. She's very articulate, very beautiful, really a striking presence at UU, and very intelligent. And she spoke about, her topic was really political, and she claims that like 10 years ago, the far right said, what issue would really drive a wedge in people and would get some people who might vote Democrat to vote Republican? And they did focus groups, and they studied, and it turned out trans issue. Like middle of the road people are freaked out by trans. And so this is what we have seen in the past 5, 6, 8 years, is all of a sudden trans people are on our national agenda. And she did a little poll of the audience, and and she said, guess what? Less than 1%, 0.5% of Americans are trans. So like, why do we care, And so it was very interesting for someone who had clearly done her research to talk about it. And she's an intelligent, educated trans person, so what better person to hear from? It's really great. I was not looking forward to it, so I was like, I know everything about trans. I don't want to, no. Why do I need to go, right? But it was fantastic. So when Jane and I hold that, we might wait till the time changes so that it's dark out when we show it. I don't know. So that's my little talk about GA. Thank you. Hold on. Now we're going to sing Blue Boat Home, and Jane's going to put up a slide that Dan's going to play. And just imagine like 2,000 people in this conference center standing and like weaving together and singing it. It was just really nice. So go ahead.
Please rise and bow your spirit. It's number 1064 in your teal hymnal.
So, you're going to wait until I'm ready to play it. Okay. The theme for this year's GA gathering was Meet the Moment. However, Meet the Moment is more than a GA theme. It's a framework for UUs to engage in big picture conversations about how we can harness our courage, grow our skills, and ground our values to show up most impactfully in today's religious, cultural, and political realities. No matter what issue we are addressing, the Meet the Moment framework begins with 3 grounding questions. What is the moment we are in? What are the most urgent needs and important opportunities of this moment? And how do our UU values call us to respond to this moment? When used in a process of collective discernment, these questions can move individual congregations faithfully towards a plan for action grounded in our UU values. Over the last 6 months, the UUA has been digging into these questions using WAVE cohorts, groups of people who have knowledge and experience in specific aspects of our shared ministry. And they collectively address these questions and discern urgent needs and values-aligned strategies around specific top-of-mind issues within our faith. So to meet the moment is the mandate for UUism right now. And I'm going to show you 3 short videos that address the 3 questions. And you're only going to be, they're each only about 3 minutes long, but they're actually really much longer. And so if you want to see the whole video of each of the 3 I'm going to show you, you can get them at the UUA.org website. It's really quite riveting. But you'll only see the first 3 minutes of each one. So Chris is going to adjust the volume so it's not too high. Or not too, yeah, actually it'll be low, actually.
Also globally. Right now, it seems like injustice is running rampant around every corner. Our political system, the democracy that we have known here in our country is under attack. Systems of oppression and ways of thinking that undergird so much of our society are cracking and crumbling.
The very things that are at the core of our beliefs, our shared UU values, love, equity, justice, compassion, are all being marginalized and even criminalized.
We're already seeing the destruction of the right to bodily autonomy, assembly, free speech. I am sure that freedom of religion is on that list. The moment we are in is one of chaos and unceasing horror. There is a collective anxiety being felt around the globe. There are disabled people afraid to go out, terrified of overwhelming threats to their existence. You have people in your community who have no place to live, and others who are being ripped away from their families.
Every single person deserves wellness, deserves surviving, and deserves thriving.
I believe we are in a moment of chaotic reminder of age-old oppressions, of hatred, of greed, of power grabbing, of empire, and fear.
We're in a moment of extremely high stakes. It's one of those moments where it feels like the entire world is on the brink.
There there are forces all over the world that are trying to move us all rightward towards more authoritarianism and away from freedom.
This moment is one where extractive, capitalist, and white supremacist structures have divided people further apart and collectively moved us towards a precipice where total apocalypse feels more real than the apocalypses we have faced before.
The erosion of our democratic institutions, the rise of authoritarianism both on a national and global scale, and a driving force behind it being unchecked greed, capitalism, colonialism.
And authoritarian oligarchs are doing everything they can to keep hold of our power that depends on strict social hierarchies. They are wielding the weapons of fear and disinformation in order to maintain control.
Most urgent and important needs and opportunities.
Okay, so that was the first one, and you only saw the first 3 minutes. And like I said, if you want to see the full video, just go to the UUA.org website. So when we share a common understanding about what is happening around us, then we can begin to ask the next question. What are the most urgent needs and important opportunities of this moment?
Of this moment.
I think we're in a moment as Unitarian Universalists and in the wider culture to do what ancestors before us have done, is to respond in those moments.
This moment is urgently testing the boundaries of our UU ideologies, forcing us to confront just how much we truly believe that each person has inherent worth and dignity.
It's hard not to be overwhelmed, to shut down in the face of what's happening. But I think we need to keep our heads up, because the work that we've always been doing, it's more important than ever that we keep doing it.
Where there's greed, respond with generosity. Where there is fear and hatred, to respond with love, to know we are deeply interdependent for the work of justice, for the work of flourishing, and that we have a birthright to flourishing and joy.
There's a need for us to give our attention to those whose lives are being targeted and whose humanity is being questioned at every turn.
The most urgent need is to humanize everyone, is to humanize those that people in power have deemed unworthy and not human. It is because dehumanization has been an integral part of violent extractive capitalism that we find ourselves in this moment now.
And then we also have to find common ground with all the other people, really around the world.
We must recognize Mother Earth as the living being, living entity that she is, one that we need to remain in balance with if we are to survive.
We're also living in this culture that is pushing homogeneity and uniformity through its vehicles of racism, sexism, transphobia, because that's what authoritarianism does. So UUs have the opportunity to be the people who we say we are, which is one which values difference, pluralism, diversity.
And then, reckoning with racism, right? Patriarchy and other systems of oppression, even embedded in our own institutions. We have to confront those things, and those are urgent moments in this time that we have to confront and face.
In 2022, the Minneapolis Public Teachers Union went on strike.
we were still mid-pandemic at that point, and I viscerally in my body what it had felt like earlier to try and work full-time and take care of a newborn and a 5-year-old at that point. So I almost lost it when I heard about the strike, until I got an email from my congregation, First Universalist of Minneapolis. And they said, well, as long as the strike goes on, you can send your kids to strike camp here at church. For any kid, grades K through 8 to join, the high schoolers and the religious education folks will serve as staff. Have them come over, we'll do games, we will do activities, we'll take snacks to the picket lines, to the teachers, and we will do all of this through the lens of our Unitarian Universalist values. Friends, they did this for 18 days. And in my entire life as a Unitarian Universalist, I have never felt that church was as relevant or as clearly meant for that moment as it was during those periods. Meeting the moment with responses that are rooted in our values and strategically aligned with our skills and resources in the context that we are in, that's the work. So what does it look like to put love at the center of the annual pledge drive? What does radical interdependence demand of us when ICE raid local workplaces or arrests student activists? How do our shared commitments to generosity and transformation compel us to think about shared staffing structures or mutual aid for trans refugees and unemployed federal workers and houseless neighbors? How do our Unitarian Universalist values call us to respond to this moment?
Where we are in Unitarian Universalism in this moment is unique. We've named and claimed a set of shared values that define us and that can help us live into a faithful engagement with the values themselves.
I believe that Unitarian Universalists mean it when we say our values are justice, equity, transformation, generosity, and pluralism. And I think that we mean it when we say that love is at the center.
As a people of faith, built on shared values, we should be bold. If we keep love at the center, I think we're going to find lots to do and lots to find joy in this work.
Our values of love, liberation, justice, transformation, if we are going to truly transform, we must meet the moment leaning into discomfort.
And at the same time, we're humans, and it is often the case that fear can take over that center. And I think we have to be really mindful and intentional about moving fear out of the center and replacing it with love. Maybe over and over again, as often as necessary. Some days maybe as often as breathing.
We know that things are changing rapidly, and we don't know exactly how they will end. But we can lean into our values of generosity, our values of equity, our values of pluralism, to continue to build beloved community right where we are.
And we must do this with compassion and patience because we are creating something based on what we love, what we believe in, not just reacting to what we don't want.
Our union values at this moment are calling us, quite simply, to become more fully Unitarian Universalist.
So Meet the Moment doesn't stop at GA. First of all, there's all sorts of videos and suite of materials online, and we here could pick a topic we wanted to work on or talk about. And then also the UUA, like there's a team for each of the waves, and any of you could be on a team probably, and be part of a Zoom national movement to work through some of these topics.
They're starting in the fall.
They're starting them in the fall, the wave cohorts. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank the both of you. Alrighty. Each week we make an offering from the bounty that we are blessed to enjoy. We do this in the spirit of love and generosity, aware that we have benefited from those who have gone before, those who in their turn gave generously. Our offering goes to support the work of love and justice undertaken by this community. Today's offering will also be shared with the UU Service Committee. The Unitarian Universalist Service Committee is a nonprofit, non-sectarian organization advancing human rights together with an international community of grassroots partners and advocates. You can find out more information in our e-newsletter or on our website. FUSW folks, please refer to the scoop for your donation instructions. You can make your donation in several ways. If present in the sanctuary, you may give cash or a check in the offering plate as it comes by. From your homes, you can make your donation via credit card or PayPal using the links provided in the e-newsletter or by visiting our website, uuchudsonvalley.org. Or if you prefer, you may always mail us a check. The offering will now be given and gratefully received. The words are in your order of service. May these gifts and the work of our hands and hearts give power to all we stand for as a community of faith. Please join me once again in extinguishing the chalice. The words are also in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
As the Baltimore GA 2025 came to a close 2 weeks ago, one truth echoed louder than ever. We cannot face this world alone. Throughout the week, we were reminded that community is not optional. It is essential. In every gathering, every story, every act of collective reflection and courage, we saw the power of what we can do together. We are shaped in relationship. We are transformed through connection. And in a world of violence, fear, and fragmentation, choosing to build community is itself a revolutionary act. Our charge is to choose love, to choose peace, to keep building the kind of community that sustains us and transforms the world together.
Indian author and activist Arundhati Roy tells us, another world is not only possible, she is on her way. On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing. Blessed be.
Thank you to Jane, Betsy, and Dan. Thank you so much for joining us. Please join us now in Fellowship Hall for refreshments. Where there's air conditioning, yay!